You will not believe what they exposed. Ryan Reynolds might be a fan favorite, but behind the scenes, not everyone in Hollywood is thrilled with his antics. From actors to producers, more and more people seem to be getting fed up with his over-the-top persona and the way that he handles projects. Well, today we're covering it all, and it's crazy how some of these stories are similar to his wife's behavior. But as always, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell for more videos just like this.
I did a film with an absolute idiot of a co-star. Doesn't matter who it is, I'm going to try and not give this away. And this human being was being so insecure and angry because this person couldn't get the scenes out. And I think I was so vulnerable and comfortable that I got screamed at. But because this person was number one on a call sheet, there was no safety net for me. So no one had my back. And I would cry walking off set. This person would literally look at me in front of the whole crew and say, "You call yourself an actor, this is what I have to work with. What is this?" And I stood there just breaking. This happens. And I remember the next day I walked on and I said, "You get off my set." This is the first time I've ever spoken. I remember being so scared.
Yes.
And I looked at this person and I said, "You can F off. I'm going to work towards a tennis ball. I never want to see you again."
I'm sure you've seen this clip floating around since it keeps going viral, sparking endless speculation about who Rebecca could be talking about. Over time, people ruled out many of her former co-stars. At first, some thought it might be Michael Fassbender, The Rock, or Jake Gyllenhaal. But when she mentioned acting opposite a tennis ball, I think it's fair to assess that the movie was some sort of CGI in it. And that narrows things down. That's why I'm leaning towards Life, the sci-fi thriller starring Jake Gyllenhaal, and more importantly, Ryan Reynolds. For some reason, people tend to overlook Ryan in these discussions, probably because of his charming, fun-loving public image. Honestly, I'm even a fan of his, so this is disappointing. But let's not forget the recent lawsuit exposing the way that he operates behind the scenes. And just when you thought Rebecca's comments were vague enough to let people keep guessing, she went ahead and said even more, making things even juicier.
And then I remember the producers came up and said, "You can't do this to number one. We have to let this person be on set." And I said, "But the person can turn around and I can act to the back head."
Wow.
And I did. And I remember thinking that time, I was so scared. I feel it now when I'm saying it. But I thought, oh, it shouldn't have to be that way. And I remember going to the director afterwards and saying, "What is happening?" And the director said, "You're right. I am not taking care of everyone else. I'm trying to fluff this person because it's so unstable."
Yep, all it takes is one big break and suddenly some actors or actresses start believing their own hype. It's like the moment they see their face on a billboard, they convince themselves that they're above everyone else. The problem is Hollywood enables this behavior. Studios bend over backwards for A-listers because they think they need them to sell movies. This only fuels that entitlement. They throw tantrums, demand rewrites, and act like they're the only ones who matter. And guess what came out just a year before Life was released? Deadpool. The movie wasn't just a hit, it was a cultural phenomenon. It put Ryan on a whole different level, and with that kind of success comes an even bigger ego. TJ Miller, who co-starred with Ryan in the fan favorite, shared his own experience working with him, and let's just say it does not paint a pretty picture.
But I think after he got super, super famous from the first Deadpool, then things kind of changed. I think he was like, "See, you guys see." And then I think I don't know. I mean, would I work with him again? No.
Do you know he hates
We
you?
had a really weird moment on Deadpool where he said, "Let's do one more take." And everyone was like, "Okay." And I was like, "Yeah, I'm fine." And then as the character, he was like horrifically mean to me, but to me.
Cathartic.
As if I'm Weasel.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So he was like, "You know what's great about you, Weasel? You're not the star. But you just, you do just enough exposition that it's funny, and then we can leave and get back to the real movie."
So he's riffing.
And look, TJ is not perfect, but I've always seen him as very, very honest. This interview happened back in 2022, and when you know the situation had to be that bad, even if a comedian picked up on it, let's be real, this was probably Ryan's way of taking full control of the Deadpool franchise. Director Tim Miller, who was involved with the first movie, also had something to say about his behavior, noting it became clear that Ryan wanted to be in control of the franchise. "You can work that way as a director quite successfully, but I can't. I don't mind having a debate, but if I can't win, I don't want to play." He also added, "And I don't think you can negotiate every creative decision. There's too many to make, so Ryan's the face of the franchise, and he was the most important component of that, by far. So if he decides he wants to control it, then he's going to control it." Drop a like if you think this sounds oddly familiar to the behavior of another person who's recently been in the middle of a legal battle for similar actions.
How was that a breaking point for your relationship?
Because why would he do that? And why do I want to work with somebody?
He did it, but did you call him out or did you have a discussion with him?
No, what would be the use of that?
And it would be so easy to deny. Like, I don't know, I'm just trying something new.
I'm not talking. Yeah, that's why he did it like that.
But you felt it coming from him.
Everybody did. That's why it was awkward. Everybody was like, why is Ryan doing this? And the other weird thing is like, maybe he got, I think he's kind of an insecure dude. He's really nice, but I mean, his Twitter bio is showing you the parts of me that tested the best in focus groups. Mm-hmm. And I'm not sure that he's joking.
Obviously, TJ's character didn't appear in the third movie, and he's not the only one who has hinted at Ryan being insecure. His ex-wife Scarlett Johansson also alluded to it, saying that being married to another actor is challenging, as there has to be a real understanding of how you share your time, especially when two people's careers are going at the same rate. Or even if one person is more successful than the other, that also proves challenging. There may be a competitive thing, end quote. The pair got married in 2008, and it lasted only 3 years. Notably, at the time, Ryan's career wasn't nearly as big as it is now, while Scarlett was landing major roles, including her first appearance as Black Widow in Marvel's Cinematic Universe. Another surprising name on this list is Jake Gyllenhaal, and it's shocking because the two were best friends and had good chemistry during their press tour for Life.
You have an ongoing feud with Ryan. Who? You know that guy. What's it going to take for him to actually be BFFs with you?
Well, I mean, in truth, there was a time in which we were.
And that opportunity has passed.
As everybody knows, Instagram had its way with our friendship.
Any words for Ryan, seeing as the next time we talk to him, he will be seeing that?
I have nothing to say to him.
When this interview aired, people were praising Jake for being such a good actor because no one thought he was being serious, but eagle-eyed fans very quickly noticed that Ryan, along with Hugh Jackman and Blake Lively, had unfollowed Jake on their social media, although he was still following them. Eventually, it was clear that the bromance was over, and there was no definite answer to why it happened. What makes this even more interesting is that the whole unfollow thing feels really similar to another celebrity currently in the middle of a legal battle. Makes you wonder, if I were Jake, I'd be worried about being served a lawsuit at this point. But I'd love to know which one of these moments was your favorite and the most shocking to you. So let's get the conversation rolling in the comments down below. And if you enjoyed the video, please share it with your friends. It helps us out so much. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.